welcome back to All Things PG. Kyle, how we doing today?
Isaiah, we're doing well. I mean, I can't really reach across and
we're just a little different setup today.
Yeah.
We don't have a guest or anything, but just wanted to do a nice end of the year cap off. Nice quick video for everybody. Don't got a guest, nothing today. Just me and my boy hanging out. So
yeah, I mean, we're really working on the setup right now. Hopefully by the next video we'll have the backdrop up and
a few other things to show.
Yeah, a few other things. So let's talk about 2020. Let's go back. Let's run through the year. Tough year, but
yeah,
go ahead, Chief. Let them know.
Nice. Got our Santa hats on. It's a nice. We don't have anything Christmas festive up, so we just wanted to bring a little bit of Christmas spirit with the holidays coming up. But 2020, we got to start 2019 towards the end because that's when our senior year kind of started. And senior year, the first part of it was pretty fun. It
was the senior year, which everyone talks about. Oh, senior year is this and that. It was senior year. Up to that point,
it was senior. It was pretty fun. Had a lot of good times. Senior year, it was kind of like freshman year, where it was just like Freshman year was very fun. The senior year reminded me of that a lot.
Yeah, it was pretty much because you were settled down. I mean, not settled down, but you were settling in. Yeah. Except you were already settled in senior year. You were just settling down.
You were kind of just taking in, because it was like the last of everything. The last first game, the last first this, the last first that. But then so the new year rang, and it was like January, February, March. We had a couple of little senior events here and there. But then I remember you and me went to a basketball game. That was pretty fun. But then it was crazy because that week, those 2 weeks were supposed to be very fun because we had
the Camden basketball game.
The Paul 6 playoffs, girls and boys. Which
you
were commentating.
I missed that.
That was fun. And then we were going to the Camden games with my grandpa. That championship game was fun. And then that couple days following that was supposed to be senior trip. So we had a lot going on during that week.
Yeah, we did. And I mean, as everyone knows, it's pretty clear by now. It got shut down and we're here.
So when it got shut down, I was like, at first it was okay, just 2 weeks is nothing crazy. But then as the days started to go on and you started to see, you saw stuff shutting down and getting canceled, but it started to get to a point where if you just went on your phone and looked at numbers and you're oh wait, this isn't a joke.
Yeah, everything was going up
and it's
nonstop.
Not even just people thought it'd be it's just something that people that are older in age can get. But then you see a 17-year-old dying from it, a 24-year-old dying. Oh no, this is actually something serious.
Yeah,
and so then
saying as a joke. But
after the second week that we had to stay at home, then they extended to what they extended to May or April.
It was I think it was May because my birthday was right around it, and so I remember a few people came to see me for my birthday.
Then they extended it, and then I was like, man, we're not gonna go back.
Oh yeah, we were done after that.
And that was just knowing that it was just man, we put all this work, all these years of hard work, to finally enjoy it before going into the adult world almost, and it just to be taken away that quick. That was very disappointing. I was sitting down here and just at my house just being upset about it. I was very upset.
I mean, the last time that we really had anything to do was the Camden basketball game, which that was fun. Don't get me wrong.
That was fun, but that was also very.
That gym was jumping.
Yeah,
that gym was rattling, especially because Haddonfield was coming in talking all the work and stuff.
Yeah, but and then it just also put stuff into perspective, kind of as the thing went on, as the days went on where you couldn't see anyone. It was man, we really, because a lot of times in high school, just in general, people don't really appreciate, hey, I get to see my friends, I get to go here, go there. And I think it was kind of cool too in a different way because you saw a lot of people reunite. We saw a lot of our childhood favorites, they reunited on doing those Zoom calls on TV and stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of that stuff, that part of it was cool. But the part of it graduating, not being able to take any pictures with anybody.
Our driving I'm not gonna shout PVI out on this, but I don't know if they tried or not, but we had a little driving graduation. Shout out to all of our PVI friends that are out there. I saw schools everywhere, Twitter, Instagram. I'm not saying I'm that much into Facebook, but I was on Facebook seeing this. But like high schools were having graduations socially distanced on the turf. Like they had set up chairs and people would walk up, but we had to go with our parents. They had to drive us in, and like
I think the diocese had a lot to do with that too. Because,
yeah.
Because you didn't see any like Catholic schools in our area doing that either. So I'm not really sure how that went, but. And then after that, you know, we got our graduation. Then it was just like, man, we're really not doing anything at all.
The entire summer we were counting. I mean, I went back to work at Pine Valley and whatnot, but I mean, other than going to work, I would go to work, go to PVI every so often because I missed it. I mean, I live 5 minutes away.
I miss Boston. There's some good times there.
Oh yeah, definitely. And people were always like, college is the best 4 years.
No. It depends.
No.
It all depends on what the type of person you are.
That's true.
For me, it was high school. Well, actually, I can't even say it because we just finished our first semester. So, but I don't know if it's going to be able to top high school
so far,
or even middle school, because middle school was fun too.
So far, I'm leaning in the high school
first year.
side.
Okay, so freshman year of high school, first semester compared to freshman year of college first semester, I can give it to high school first semester.
High school easily. That's not even up for debate.
And we were in this funny thing, folks. We were in the same homeroom our first year in freshman year. We had a
very tough homeroom. Who did we have in there? We had Jack Reese, Mike Katarabek.
We had a lot of people, but anyway, we won this.
And Sebastian. We won the cookies.
We won that cookie contest. That was fun. Freshman year was just because that was the year like everybody kind of got to know each other.
Yeah.
Freshman year was just it was like a learning experience, but it was like a fun experience at the same time.
That's when everyone was the tightest too.
Yeah, freshman year. That's usually how it is for like that kind of
everywhere. Yeah.
But then the summer of 2020, you know, it was like a lot of like. For me personally, the summer of 2020 was a lot of planning. Like I was like, okay. You know, seeing what happened in not only with the COVID-19 pandemic, but as my book, you know, the Pleasantville shooting and stuff, and like, you know, I was planning that out, and I was like, okay, so if stuff can get taken from you so easily, then you can't like really wait to go do what
like
you,
we said
in
the fourth episode with Keith Pompey. You're like, you just gotta go no matter who's in your way. Like
you gotta like. So I was just this summer for me, it was just a lot of like planning and doing what I wanted. Like figuring out like what I really wanted to do, like you know, these next few months going into 2021, and so that was when I was just like, you know, we're pretty good at this video thing, and you know we can get our hands on some other stuff. So let's just put all of our chips into this basket, and let's roll this business out.
Yeah, and I mean, pretty much throughout the summer, it was a lot of maturing for me because I had so much time to myself. I was in my room, as I said, I think in the first episode, I was outside playing basketball every so often, and I just had my AirPods in, doing my thing, and it would always just drive me to think about, what am I going to do when this is over? Is this ever going to end? Like, and while this is going on, like, what can I do to, like...
The thing that this gave a lot of people was time.
Yeah.
There's so many, a lot of times we can say that, you know, we don't have time to, like, make plans, but this... There was really no reason why, because there was literally nothing but time.
Like you couldn't.
For up to a certain point, we weren't even as free as we are now.
Yeah.
Now we can go into. Before it was stay in your house.
No stores are open. No restaurants were open.
Parks were closed.
Yeah.
So we had nothing but time, and I think that was, you know, obviously it was unfortunate, but it was like a blessing in disguise a little bit. Like you said, you did maturing. I did some maturing too, but I did it more in like a spiritual sense. You know, I tried to, you know, because you can always grow spiritually and with God, and so I kind of. You know, read like a lot more scripture because, you know, that's something that's very important to me, and kind of, you know, seeing where God wants to take everything with me personally. So I did a lot of maturing in that sense.
Yeah, like I said, like the maturing had to be probably the best part for me because I never even thought we would be starting a business podcast, like anything like that.
Yeah.
And being able to be by myself, and I know my mom was in the house. I really wasn't downstairs that much. Shout out to Mom. She was kind of lonely downstairs, but like I was in my room. I didn't lock the door, but she would check on me every so often, you know, but I was in my room, AirPods in, locked in, just thinking about what I could do to like make a difference in my life and everyone else's life. Like I was locked in.
Yeah. So now it's like it's August and September, and that's like we moved into the college dorm. You know, started that. It was different, obviously different experience. First off, you know, transitioning from high school to college, and transitioning, you know, from high school type COVID setting to now, you know, a college type COVID setting. And both of us are roommates, and it's kind of like a lot got done in that. You know, I kind of feel like the beginning of 2020 was kind of like a learning experience, beginning, middle, and, you know, unfortunate learning experience. But for me personally, towards the end, it kind of a lot of stuff happened to it that, like Key Pompey was talking about on the last episode, that if you write stuff down and you know, you really work hard for a lot of stuff that I wrote down, you know, in my personal books and stuff, a lot of it was happening because I wrote down that, you know, not only did I want to be an author, you know, by the time I moved into college, I wrote down that I like all those ABC, NBC, I wrote all that down, and I just started checking stuff off while we were in the dorm. So it was like, you know, people were saying, you know, can you believe? And in a sense, I was saying yes, not because, you know, I was being arrogant, but because, you know, I was praying to God and asking him, you know, let my book be a blessing to someone. So once, and it's, you know, and like he said, it's important to write it down because once you see it, you know, as long as you believe it, doesn't matter if anybody else thinks, as long as you believe it, you go to it. Once it's complete, next goal. So that's, I think, for the end, you know, like from say August to like December, I think it was a lot of things happened, you know, what I really, the way I wanted them to happen towards the end.
Yeah. And talking about your book, I mean, I'm not, like, this is a little off topic, but we're going to the TikTok side. I was on TikTok about maybe a few weeks ago, and then I saw a post that was talking about the football game that you were at, the shooting, and it was like, never forget the this and that. And then I commented on that TikTok, my friend wrote a book, here's the link. And I mean, it got, I don't know how many likes it has, I haven't checked it.
Oh really?
I mean,
you never told me that. When was that?
I know, it was low. I'm low.
When was that?
It was, it had to be like 2 weeks ago. I'll pull it up real quick.
Oh, got you. That's cool. But while I was doing that, yeah, that's something that's definitely, and while we're speaking about that topic now, that's something that I'll just like never forget. Like that book, that was like, you know, obviously us starting the business and everything, but that book was like for me personally, that was the foundation of like where I want to be at, you know. Obviously, you know, move to greater heights, but never forget where you came from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, look, my comment almost has 1,000 likes.
That's tough. That's support. But yeah, that was something that was very, very important. And I feel like, and every day I try to push for Micah, that boy that died, you know, because I really try to go. I said this to you at a different time off camera, but that I just really wanted to push really hard for him because being 10 years old, you know, he didn't even get the chance to see 18, and so, you know, I just, you know, a lot of days I wake up with a purpose and you know push harder for him. So that was something that I really am proud of myself for.
And if you guys didn't see in Isaiah's last Instagram post, if you follow him on Instagram, hopefully you do, we have shirts coming in the new year.
There they are.
Yeah, I mean,
can't really see it right now, but follow me on Instagram, link in the bio.
Yeah, I will. Hopefully, I mean, should we just find a way to link it so they can?
We'll figure that out. You'll see updates on that soon. But another thing that happened in the dorm also was that both of us got into investing, which I think was very important. Because it's not just as Niall said on episode 3, it's not just buy sell. You know, you got to do a lot of reading. You have to do a lot of watching the news. You know, staying up to date. I think that's important too. You know that, you know, getting into that at a younger age, and then, you know, just keep developing it. You know, it's not about necessarily getting $1 million in a year and anything like that. It's just, it's
gonna happen every time.
That you have money set aside, so you know that you're, you know what I'm saying, you're never. You know, you might be down, but you're never really down because you have money set aside for you.
And like you said about the like you have to know things about the stock market. Like, you remember when I left my notebook in our dorm, and then I had to go back to school 3 different times. Yeah. And I mean, it was pretty much like, because I needed that notebook because I mean, I have everything written down in there. And if you're into stocks, if you're not into stocks, you're into Bitcoin, Forex, I'm telling you, you should get into it. It's definitely going to help you in your future.
Definitely a good skill to acquire.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you don't have to take a business course. Like, I've never taken a business course in my life, and I I've been researching myself. I've been learning myself, teaching myself. Like I'm not. I mean, obviously, I see videos online and whatnot, and I'll go on blogs. And then my aunt actually just texted me the other day talking about Robinhood, the app. Even though I use E-Trade, we're not plugging them or anything. We're not plugging them, but yeah. So there's 1,000 apps you can use, and if you're not into the stock market, like I said, we're not plugging them at all. We're not plugging stocks, but I would get into it because it's definitely a big part of your life and a big part of my life.
Definitely a skill to have. But so now it's around October, November-ish when we started this August, September. We kind of talked about doing the business, some things, other things, and it was just really going to be centered around just photo and video, which it kind of still is. It's kind of really centered around videography. But now, we're starting to take it more serious around towards that point, and I kind of feel like adding other things like a podcast into it and adding other like t-shirts. And I think that was big because, let everybody know that it's not just one thing.
Yeah.
But everything that we're doing is in the PG name. So I think that was a smart move by us, and I'm just excited for, with this new year coming up. Obviously we kind of started it a little bit late because, with before pre-COVID, we weren't even really thinking about it.
I mean, we were still in high school though. This wasn't even in the picture. We thought of this a few months ago, and
yeah, we got it going. Rolled with it. But as far as 2021, I think definitely one of my top priorities, obviously, continue to grow spiritually because we need God for everything. Without, honestly, we wouldn't even be at this point right now on a YouTube platform, my book, and anything without him. So I really just want to, and in the morning, usually for my morning routine, I get up and I read some like a devotional or a scripture, but I want just in the morning spend a little bit more time with him, because you can never spend enough time with God, obviously. But just to really get a lot, not just a little bit for the day, but just get a lot, and have a meaning. Obviously have a purpose, but know that have a purpose with him guiding me. That's something that I really want to have as a focus point for next year.
Yeah, because going into the next year, I mean, everyone expects difference, but I mean, at this point, who knows? Because everyone was thinking, oh, it's going to be over by the summer of 2020, and it's still going on. So
yeah,
hopefully everything changes.
Hopefully, yeah. But as far as PG goes, I think everybody can expect a lot more. Like, I think it was like with everything that was going on, I don't think we could really like push it as much as we wanted to. But I think with this year, now that we have all the equipment needed, or up to this point, the equipment needed to really do what we want to do, I think we can put a lot more content out, not just podcast. I think because we got a few more ideas that we're gonna show type stuff and vlog type things that we're gonna put out. So I think that a lot of people can see a lot more of that. A lot more guests. A lot of people have been asking about being guests on here.
Yeah, I've gotten question after question. I mean, I hope we can get everybody on, but I mean, if there's going to be a list.
We've got some VIPs we got to get on. So we got some people that before we even started, so we told them they could be on. So, but you can see, I expect a lot more guests, definitely.
Yeah, and I'm definitely hyped to get this thing going even more than we already are because, I mean, like we said in like the first 4 episodes, we started this in our dorm, and I mean, we have however many subscribers. That's a number, but like
as long as people know we're doing it for the love.
Yeah, exactly. That's just a number, and I mean, pretty much like I feel like we're doing good for just having to start this in our dorm in college. Like we're doing pretty good, and I'm sure.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. I just feel like once we really, once we give like 100% to the grind, put God first and put 100% to it, then everything else will take care of itself.
Yep. Definitely. I agree with that. So, Chief, do you have anything else?
No, I just want to say thank everybody for watching today. Hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. As Kyle said before, our T-shirts will 2021. Expect them. Expect more guests. Expect a lot more videos. Expect a lot more. Use my code ZAY242 on Lokai.
I'll link all that in the description once again. Isaiah's book.
Always keep it linked.
Yeah, I'll link everything, of course, per usual, because I mean...
Yep, and for the last time in 2020, keep it PG.
Peace.